Peace and love, family. Welcome to another powerful, powerful discussion with your sister, Dr. Maat. I have with me tonight my brother Uncle Cat. Brother Uncle, I don't see your camera on. I don't know if you cut it off on purpose, but brother Uncle Cat is in the building. We also have brother Mickey. Is Mickey right, brother?
That is correct.
Yes, brother. Brother Mickey's in the building. And so you go ahead, brother Mickey and brother Uncle, to introduce yourself to the listening audience, and then I'll share with them why we're here tonight.
After you, brother.
Oh, good evening, family. How y'all doing? Y'all know who I am. I'm just here to sit back and enjoy the conversation. I'm pretty sure the subject matter should be interesting.
All right. How are you doing, everybody? I am Mickey Halstead, and I am just happy to be here. I enjoy the sister's platform and the information that she shared. A dialogue kicked off under one of her posts that kind of, that got interesting, and to say the least. And so, upon the invite to come and get live with her, go live with her, of course I accepted, and just ready to build. That's all.
All right. So appreciate you coming on, brother. And family, you already know the routine. Share the show. Sharing is caring. Let's get the views up. I see we already have 22,000 people. You know, I got that from you all. 22,000 people in the building right now. So sharing is caring. Let's get the views up. So as brother Mickey just explained to you, let me show you all the posts so you can see it with your own eyes. So this was a post that I shared on Easter. Okay. And this was a video that I shot in front of or at the Karnak Temple in Kemet during the winter solstice. As a matter of fact, it was on this past December the 21st to be exact. And we were outside with Anthony T. Browder. He took it was about 70 of us over to Kemet, and we stood out there and we witnessed the winter solstice. And what I love about this, brother Ankh, is just the ingenuity that I witnessed. Okay, so when the winter solstice occurs, the sun shines, it rises, and the beams shine through the Holy of Holies in the Karnak Temple, and it also aligns with Hatshepsut's temple. So at the same time, literally during the winter solstice, when the sun rises, the beams shine through the aisle of the Karnak Temple and also Hatshepsut's temple. So can you imagine? Like I'm an engineer, brother Ankh. And peace to brother Garfield. Brother Garfield is in the building. Let me add brother Garfield to the screen, to the stream. Brother Garfield, I heard some background noise. Let me unmute you.
Hold on. Yeah, let me
go get situated. I'll mute you until you get situated. So family, brother Unc, what I appreciate just being an engineer is trying to figure out how did they do that? How did they align these temples, with the winter solstice? It was just a phenomenal thing to witness. And so anyway, family, I put this post up on Instagram yesterday, and it says the sun, the S-U-N, not the sun, was born on December the 21st and rose on March the 20th. And that's the spring equinox. And I said, learn the truth so you will no longer believe myths. And so when I posted that, my brother Mickey came on, and you see what he said: Satan worship. He called it Satan worship. He said only a fool worships that sun and not the creator. That's what he said. He said a fool. This is Satan worship. And so it's like, and I'm glad that he came on the post and gave us his opinion, because literally it was like 60 comments, family. So if you go to the post, and I'll put my IG handle in the chat, but if you go to the post, literally 60 replies are under his comment. And so I read some of your stuff, brother Mickey, and I saw you were talking about Yahweh being the creator, and you said, well, do you all venerate air and water and things of that nature? Because you might as well worship air and water. And when you said that, I was thinking to myself, I absolutely do revere, air, and I absolutely do revere water and sun and all of the other elements that sustain life, right? Now, do I sit up in the morning and go like this when the sun comes up? Absolutely not. But I do understand, brother Mickey, that without the sun, there would be no life. So I absolutely I absolutely pay homage to the sun. Okay. So, Brother Mickey, I'm going to give you the floor. And I just want you to explain to the people why is devil worship, and then, I mean, Satan worship. And you also said on the post, you all don't know who you are. You're Israelites. So it's two things I want you to explain. What's wrong with, um, understanding the importance of the sun? Okay. And what's wrong with, oh, no, what's wrong with understanding or revering the sun? So what's wrong with revering the sun? And how, explain to us how we're Israelites. You have the floor.
Okay.
Let him do one at a time, Doc.
Oh, one at a time. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
So,
let's address the first after you do it, and then we can get into the Israelites.
okay, so what's wrong with revering the sun, Brother Mickey?
So let me first start and address kind of your intro and um, the ingenuity of ancient Kemet is all inspiring, right? And understanding that you are an engineer, I do have great. Um, I have great astonishment, and I know how important, um, if you want to call it reverence, I know how important sun is, the moon is. I understand how important water and air are, to us in our survival, and how magnificent they are. Uh, I do, at the same time, believe in that they are creations of the Creator, and um, I don't believe that anything other than the Creator is to be worshipped, um, and venerated and held up in a way, as an Israelite, um, and that who believes that that is my bloodline, through research, um, and we'll get into that later. Uh, Knows that that has been a stumbling block for my people throughout history, whether it was Baal or whether it was Saturn or the other many names that people use to uh, deify the sun. I always felt like and feel like deifying a creation instead of the creator is problematic, and part of the reason, part of the reason for the condition that we're in, and the judgment of the creator. And so I understand many people may not believe in the creator, uh, may not follow the Israelite doctrine. I mean, that's 100% fine. But what I love about your platform is that um, ideas go forth, um, ideas that are not always the status quo. I've seen you speak on many different topics, and have controversial and differing opinions, and the dialogue between people that believe different things is very, very important. And so, as a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade and understanding the Hebrewisms of West Africa, and the diaspora, and the way that I do, and the way that I've come to understand it over the last 20 years. Um, I don't feel like we can just cherry pick ancient Kemet because of all of its glory and grandeur, and just attach ourselves to that. I feel like, and to be honest with you, I feel like the white man, or so-called white man, or whatever you want to call him, uh, came up with this social construct called race, and turned everything into black and white, and put us in certain boxes, when it was always about bloodline. It was always about whether you were from Kemet, or whether you were from Babylon, or whether you were from Cush, or whether you were from Israel, and that bloodline, uh, whether it be Persian or whatever it is, that bloodline is what drew people together, and how um, people were classified in antiquity. I think it's a very new thing to be and qualified and classified by the color of your skin, and then puts us in a box where we all go through these stages, especially Black people in America, where we have this identity crisis where we are trying to identify with something, right? And initially, um, initially I was a Pan-Africanist, because I understood, hey, I'm not an African American, I'm an African in America. And then you get to go deeper, and the deeper you go into that rabbit hole, you get to understanding, all right, when did we start classifying who came up with this continentalization theory and divided this landmass into these continents? Who divided European and African, and where did the African name come from? Who named it? Is that what the ancestors called that body of land? How was it divided? So in so many things, the white man has his hand in so much, and it's so much trickery and so much depth into the deception of how things are broken down, that it's kind of difficult for people to kind of weave their way through that web. And that's something that, needs to be talked about and discussed. So, I hope I answered your question. I'm open for dialogue and back and forth, but I just deifying the sun, the moon, the stars, water, air, any creation is never the way to go for me.
Hey, Dr. Maat, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Brother Garfield.
Before I don't mean to go before Dr. I'm about to call him Dr. Well, he's like a doctor, but hey. Let me say this first of all. I think the brother, you left Pan-Africanism and you said race is a social construct, and we lost of our identity because of the transatlantic slave trade, but yet still you claim you're an Israelite. Yeah. I'm kind of confused. That kind of threw me off. So let me just break down what you said based off of what you just said. Let me just say this. Mm-hmm. First of all, no person for the last 7 years, I've asked this question. This is Brother Garfield from the Dagger Squad, by the way. Nice to meet you. We deal with that when I get home. Nice. All the meetings and all that stuff. All right? Peace and love to you, Brother Unk. Peace and love to you, Dr. Maat. And peace and love to the audience that's watching. Now, let me just do this real fast. All I need is like probably 3 minutes. The brother, no one ever came off a slave trade and said they were a Hebrew, an Israelite, or a Jew. No person in the history of the transatlantic slave trade ever claimed they were a part of this religion. Whoever claimed that they're an Israelite, it was born in America. You are not a descendant of ancient Israelites from 2,700 years ago. And if I ask you to, it would take you probably 27 more years to prove it. The issue here is we don't know who we are because hold on, beloved. Hold on. Nobody interrupted you. Don't get emotional. Relax. Because what you're about to hear is going to blow your mind. Okay, you just said Hebrewisms of West Africa. You said that race is a social construct. The white man has done this. So how come you trust a white man named Williams who said that the Jews in West Africa weren't even Negro? But you gonna use the book? And none of y'all even read the book, and you all quote it. Hebrewisms in West Africa, page number 63. It says that the Jews in West Africa were not Negroes. Weren't black. Or you use the book, and every one of y'all who claim Israelites proved to use the book with the fake etymologies of words that ain't got nothing to do with West Africans. And Yam is from Yah, or this means this. Ashanti is from Ashan, when Ashanti is really spelled Asante. This is the craziness of a lost identity. You can show nobody in West Africa quoting Deuteronomy 28 and say, yeah, it's us. Once we go on the slave ships, that's us. Ain't nobody doing it, bro. What you believe in is born. This was birthed in the United States of America. Crowdy, Cherry, Christian, all these guys. When Nat Turner and Denmark Vesey said the term Israelite, I don't think Nat Turner did. That's kind of fake. But Denmark Vesey or even David Walker or Gabriel Prosser used the term Israelite. They were using it in a sense of pride. Not to say that they were literally Israelites. They were spiritual Israelites in their fight against slavery. So nobody in America, all of these guys, Uncle Dr. Mayat, all of these guys are exiled Christians. None of them are Israelites. They're not bloodline. You can be a Christian again because all the Jews. I don't know if you know this, Dr. Mayat. Every single Jew in history that they quote never believed in the New Testament. Not one of them. They believed in rabbinical Judaism. Even if they were black like me and you, Dr. Mayat, they believe in rabbinical Judaism. And these guys who claim they're Israelites like to say that's our ancestors. Look, they said they were Jews. No, they didn't follow what you teach. They didn't follow what you teach. And the ones that we found slept with African women and were a part of the transatlantic slave trade. So that's how we know they didn't come over on the slave ships, because they were the ones that bought the slaves and was fostering as the middlemen for the slave trade. So the Jews, ladies and gentlemen, had sex. They had sex with African women so that they could be aligned with the African tribal leaders, so they could be the real middlemen for the slave trade. That's why the Jews are in West Africa. That's how we got Judaism. So for you now to come over and as a descendant of slaves and want to claim Israel, you're not only a disgrace to your race. I don't even want to talk about your manhood. I don't want to be disrespectful and come off that way. But for you to claim Israelite is to claim what the part of the slave trade did. They don't even know when the slave trade started. It started 1444 because guess why? The Ottoman Empire cut off what's called the Hanseatic League. The Hanseatic League was Northern Europeans in the Baltic area who used to make money through trading. And when they used to make money through trading, ladies and gentlemen, guess what happened? The Ottoman Empire cut it off. So the Jews, the Portuguese, had to find another way. That's why they have something called the exploration of the Portuguese. During their exploration, they heard about Prester John, that there was this Egyptian, Ethiopian king who had gold. That's what they were going for in West Africa. The guy that called Adahu the Moor stopped them and said, listen, if you release me on the shores of Africa, I'll bring you back slaves. He brought them back 20. When they brought them back 20, they took them to Portugal. They took them to Portugal and they started taking them to the Atlantic Islands. That's where the first slaves were. And those slaves, ladies and gentlemen, those slaves were people in what you would call the Atlantic Islands. Those were the first slaves. So when people talk about the slave trade and they descended the slaves, who are those people that went on the Atlantic Islands? Are they Israelites? What tribe are they? We got to stop playing these games with these guys claiming they're Israelites. They can't prove they're an Israelite. Oh, we fit the prophecy. What prophecy? Deuteronomy 28:68? It's talking about Egypt. It's talking about Egypt, and it's talking about a place called Egypt, not America. Y'all imposing on this. Come on, man. I'm ready tonight, man. I'm ready. Y'all lucky I got to pick up my son. I'm ready tonight.
Go ahead, Brother Mickey. Oh, sorry.
This ends. This ends, man. I'm telling you, it ends. I'm done. I'm not playing no more. This is garbage.
Go ahead, Brother Mickey. Oh, go ahead, Brother Unc. Hold on, Brother Unc. Sorry, I didn't know you wanted to respond, Brother Unc. I thought you was going to let Garfield have it. Go ahead, Brother Unc. Go ahead, Brother Unc.
No, you see the way Garfield cut it and faked us all out. I want to say one thing. Yo was rocking. I like that presentation there, Garfield. New York style. I like that. So for me, I'm not even Garfield actually handled that part of being who an Israelite is and all that. Me personally, I think as human beings we can practice and use any God we want to. So if you so choose to use the Israelites and Yah as your God, I'm not even mad. I think the central thing that I'm really concerned about is, actually calling something that we did devil worship. I think that's the part that's telling to me. So I would like to use your own book, right, real quick, and we'll see that all humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, hunter-gatherers, right, they have this rudimentary system fundamentally of worshiping things in their life that's fundamental for their survival. So the sun, right, in the sun belt in Africa is it's a nice space to be. You're not freezing cold, right? The vegetation is growing, the mangoes and all that, and you good, right? So that's a central point of reference for them. The sun, no more than when the Christians, you'll see Jesus Christ, right? He's the sun. Ha ha, he's the sun. You'll see them with the halo. It's not a halo, it's actually the sun. He's the Son of God, right? So let's go to the quote unquote book, right? And we just go to Psalms 84:11. You should be familiar with that. It say, for the Lord God is a sun. That's the S-U-N, and shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold from those who walk in his blameless. He said God is a sun. So would you call that a devil worshiper? Let's come to the next one. Let's come to the book of Malachi 4:2. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the sun, that's the S-U-N, of righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves from the stall. So basically what you're saying is, in those scriptures, early rudimentary hunter-gatherer systems being brought forward in the Hebrew text. It's a natural thing to do. All cultures, all tribes have decided what they think is sacred. So if my tribe considers the mother to be sacred, then you can't call it devil worshiper. If my tribe gets subsistence from plants growing from the sun, then who are you? That's like Europeans did that. They came in saying that we was heathens, pagans, and all the above. And so the Israelite community, y'all really practice racism, white supremacy, you know what I'm saying, on the slick side, and you don't even know it, against your own people. We're not devil worshiping. We're simply dealing with the things that are in front of us. So here's a good test for anybody to think I'm just tripping, right? Take your ass out into the woods. Let's just say you got stranded out into the woods. You got a stack of Bibles, right? Boom. And then you got some understanding of how to get some food, clothing, and shelter. What you gonna pick first? The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna go get some damn water. You're not gonna start reading the scriptures, or what you consider scriptures, right? You're gonna first secure some water. You're gonna second secure some protection. You know what I'm saying? Food source, right? Then you're gonna read your Bible. That's the same thing that happened in early hunter-gatherers. First, you gotta secure food, clothing, and shelter and protection. And then once you get all that, once you get enough food source, right, to maintain a population and growth in population, then you can sit back and ponder the damn stars. Then you can sit back and ponder philosophy. But before all that, you're not doing all that. That's why in the Hebrew scriptures, you're looking at a rudimentary, right? Hunter-gatherer religion. So it's, I'm not even trying to throw no shots. I just basically want to say that all human beings, all tribes, all clans, right, have deified different things in their community because like I'm saying, religion is really a cultural container of ideas, of your weddings, your rituals, your burial practices. You know what I'm saying? The things you hold sacred and divine to you, right? So Yahweh is just in a long list of things that human beings have decided to deify. I just want to put you up on game, brother. That's all. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, knock it off with the devil worship.
Brother Mickey.
How are you? So, I wanna apologize for any offense that was ever taken as far as Satan worship and things to that nature. That was harsh. I'm a man. I can say that, right? And that's, you know.
Uh-oh.
Wait, the creator froze him up right there.
Let me ask him to go out and come back in. Let me go back and ask Mickey to come back in. Why are you gonna say the creator? Hold on. Let me see if he can.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you froze.
Funny. Hit him with the freeze ray, yo, live. Won't you apologize, them heathens, sun worshiper, water prayers. Let me stop. Yeah, that's funny, yo. Crazy, yo.
I think he's gonna go out and come back in. I just texted him on Instagram.
Guy.
But yeah, he did. He was serious. Yeah, he just left out. He gonna come back in. He'll come back in. But yeah, he was under there, kept telling us that we worshiping the devil and all kinds of stuff. And I agree with brother Garfield, man. That's African, man. To just, to revere, the natural elements around you, the elements that sustain us. That's African, all the way. And so I had an issue with that. And I'm glad that you pointed out to him that when you tell our people that you shouldn't be worshiping this, you shouldn't be doing this, that is racism. And let me meet Brother Garfield. I hear a lot of stuff. That is racism and white supremacy. I mean, look what happened, Brother Ankh, when the Portuguese went into the Congo. Remember? They had the African brothers, the Congolese, burn their statues and burn down. They call it a house of idols. That's what the Portuguese called it. But they had the Congolese burn down what they called their idols and build a church. So basically, when they came in, they're telling the Congolese, look, whatever you believe in is wrong. It's wrong. You should be believing in this. And so, like you said, Brother Ankh, and I'm glad you pointed out, it's no different than what white folks or so-called white folks did to us. As a culture, you have a right to revere what you choose to revere. Brother Ankh, can you hear me?
I'm right here. Yep, that's a fact. I want to actually bring it up on the screen because I see in the chat we had a little chatty patty in the chat, right?
Okay.
And I just wanted, and people actually think that when I was saying the sun, that it actually said the SON, right? And it actually didn't. I'm quite familiar with the book because it has played a role in the lives of family members, and it has played it has paid.
I'm sorry, are you talking about Psalms 84:1?
No. 11. Yeah.
Psalms 84:11 or Malachi 4:2.
Yeah, 4:2. Yep, I got the 2 up there. I want to show them so that people can actually, just get a real, so they know what I'm saying. All right, so here you go. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. Right, you can go ask your pastor, preach, and all that. Like what are they talking about? All right, so you see that? You got it?
Yep, we got it.
All right, so here you go. Malachi 4:2. Here you go. This is the new international version. I suggest you read the version that's the most clear to you. The Thee Thy Business Clean Dane version might be a little harder. Just go straight. Here you go. It say, but for you who revere my name, the Son. There you go. See? The S-U-N. The S-U-N of righteousness will rise with healing in its rays. Healing in the rays. Wow. Okay. Here you go. Psalms 84:11. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. All right. There you go. So, why? Right? We ain't got to get complicated with it. No more different than the Christians. Okay. So the Christians also actually bring an old tradition of humans sacrificing other humans. We know for a fact that the Cushites, right, when the great king or pharaoh or great chief died, right, the subjects were buried with him. The cows too. That showed the power and the might, especially the cow heads they had. That showed how filthy rich they was. Okay, the Egyptians did it clear up into the 3rd dynasty. Right, all early humans did it for the most part. Right, I don't want to speak in absolutes. Right, Mayans, everybody. Right, so the Vikings did it. They sacrificed before they went to war. Right, it was an honor for the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? To sacrifice themselves before they went to war. Right, honor for them. Same honor that, watch this, you say that's barbarian, right? But the same honor that the Japanese took, right, when they committed Harikari. You know what I'm saying? You fall on your sword. Or you get in that plane with the wings and the wheels wasn't going to let back down when they came off them aircraft carriers and ran into the American ships, right? This was an honor. It was a sacrifice. It was a blood sacrifice for their people, right? So the Hebrews do the same thing, right? Moses, right? Book of Exodus, I believe. He fills up a basin. He sacrifices a cow, right? Fills up a basin with blood, right? And he sprinkles it on the people. We'll bring it up later, right? Same thing. Humans, blood, sacrifice. The Christians like, whoa. Christians scared to death, right? So Jesus becomes what? A sacrifice, a willing sacrifice, right? So when you practice Christianity, right, the blood of Christ, communion, drink of the blood, eat of the flesh, right? Old traditions brought forward in modern religion. I just want to say that. Go ahead, Garfield. I know you had something to add.
Teach. You see, and you ain't had to mention Egypt one time. Look at that. I'm so proud of you, Unc. I'm so proud of you. What I'm gonna say is, I think the time has come that we stop playing with these Hebrew Israelite claimants. I'm telling you, call me the on-call scholar, Dr. Maat. You can call me anytime. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. If they're on your post, call me. Just say, "Let's go live," and just call me. It's a wrap. Enough playtime. No one is an Israelite. Nobody is an Israelite. What's up? I know, we're almost home. Yeah, nobody can be an Israelite today. It's a joke. The joke is up. It was made in America, just like the Nation of Islam, just like the Moorish Science Temple, just like all these other movements that have started in America and act like they're ancient. It's all a new age group. And what happened is they're being recycled every 20, 30 years. They're recycled in the form of Yahweh ben Yahweh, in the form of Dr. York. Now you got Nature Boy. He's saying he's God. So when Elijah Muhammad said the black man is God, it has come to the point where you have cycles like Nature Boy saying the black man is God and he's God. All because of that teachings being recycled. So we have to be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. They hate Unc, they hate me, and they hate the fact Dr. Mike would even bring us on our channel to beat them up. And we're going to beat these pseudos until they submit. Enough is enough. I'm telling you, I don't care who it is. Bring any of these Israelites, they're living a fake life. I don't care how many drugs I helped this guy get off drugs. Only if he believed in your religion. You wouldn't help him if he was a part of your organization. This is why you do Dr. Mike. Every time they say, "Oh, I helped this guy," help it. No, you're not. You're recruiting somebody for the numbers to bring to your organization because you think you have the truth. That's all it is. They say, "Oh, we have a GED program." For who? Only if you're a part of ISUPK or a part of my group, you get your GED. You're not helping the people. You're just bringing in people to your organization and you're fronting. I remember when I was in the NOI in the orientation classes, they give you something called 24 things, like laws that you're not supposed to do. So out of all the laws that they had, Dr. Maya, the only one that I was breaking was fornication. So 23 of them I was living just. They're like, "Yo, man, you need to marry your baby moms and live upright." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." All these laws they have. So that means when they're recruiting people, that 24 list, majority of the people that they're bringing in, about probably 10 of the things on the list they're not doing. Because those things are what you call the guilt trip. I want to guilt you into joining my group. So they couldn't guilt me. I'm like, why am I even in this group? 23 out of 24, I'm living a good life. Not because I'm screwing different women don't make me no worse than anybody else in the world. Shoot, I could fornicate all day and nothing ain't gonna happen to me. So all the people want to guilt trip people into joining organizations and saying, "Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that." Nah, get out of here. That's like when I asked a Christian if Robin Hood was a true story, would he go to hell? He was robbing from the rich to give the poor, but he was stealing, right? But would he go to hell? Is he going to hell for stealing? It's crazy. I remember sitting around a table when my first son was born, Dr. Mayan, and my mom was serving him pork, and me and my mom got in a big argument. And they said, "You can't eat no pork." I said, "He's going to go to hell, man. We Muslim. We can't eat pork." My brother looked at me and said, "Yo, bro, are you serious? Or you tell me that God going to look at you on Judgment Day and say, 'Oh, you was eating pork, so you're going to hell'? Are you serious right now?" And I was like, you know what? That's basic common sense. So now, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to eat pork? Come on, man. So what happened? The dude ain't trying to come back in, Dr. Maya? He ain't going to come back.
Oh, he's been trying to come in and out. He came in and left out and came in and left out.
Listen, Dr. Maya. He's faking the funk. All of a sudden, it's not working. It was working fine at one time, but all of a sudden, it's not working. He don't want this work. You don't want this work, brother. You don't want this work. And I'm not even home yet. Wait till I get on my computer. It's a wrap.
And
let me show this. Now I talked about the sacrifice, right? Let me show the screen. We always want to source up, right? There you go. Let's source up. So we come to Exodus 24:6, right? Let's start off with 24:5. All right. It says, when he sent out some young men of Israel, and they offered burnt offerings and sacrificed young bulls as peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood and put it in bowls. And the other half, right, he sprinkled on the altar. Then he took the book of covenant and read in it to the people, who replied, all the Lord has spoken, he will do, and he will be obedient. So he sprinkled blood on the people, right? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, sprinkled it on the altar, right? So, like, all of this. So what is this? What are we actually looking at? We're looking at old hunter-gatherer custom and traditions being brought forward.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Look at the people in Turkey, the shrine in Turkey, right? The shrine in Turkey, the shrine in Jordan 9,000 years ago, the shrine in Turkey 13,000 years ago. People have been doing this, sacrificing and having altars for centuries. It's nothing new. And Unc is right. Jesus is now the blood sacrifice, but in human form. That's all he is. And you basically just summed up Christianity by saying that. He is now, what they used to do in the Old Testament is sacrificing cows, lambs, goats, whatever they're going to sacrifice on Yom Kippur or Passover or whichever holy day it is. But now they're sacrificing Jesus, the person.
I think we're losing Garfield.
The change from the Old to the New Testament. That's it.
Yeah. Garfield, repeat that last bit.
I was saying that with Christianity and the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's now a physical sacrifice with Jesus instead of the animal sacrifice. It's a human sacrifice. So that's what Uncle's trying to break down to the brother.
Absolutely. I see Brother Nakia 17. Brother Nakia is in the building. Brother, are you an Israelite, brother?
Some sort of worship or sacrifice.
I got you. I think we have a few Israelites in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat. We have a few of them in the building. So if you're an Israelite, come on in. I think Brother Nakia, Nakia 17, and you and I were supposed to have a build a while ago, brother. A while ago, but it
ain't gonna happen now. Because they find out you're friends with Garfield. Once they know you're friends with Garfield, they're not gonna show up. I'm telling you, they're not gonna show up. They're not gonna show up.
We had a few.
They're not gonna show up. I'm telling you.
Look, we had a few of them in the chat. So I went ahead and dropped the link. So the link is in the chat, family. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, come on in. Because Brother Mickey, I guess something happened with his internet connection. What you say, Brother Ankh? Yahweh striked it down, huh?
Striked it down, yo, every time, yo. He ain't got no power to stop you from going to slavery, but he got enough power to stop you from apologizing.
Sister Tamika said, come on
Jesus saves, bro. Jesus saves. Jesus saves, brother.
So listen. All right, let me source up again, right? All right, for you guys to spot. He just sprinkled it on the altar. He ain't sprinkled it on the people. Yeah, I know, I heard that. So let's come here. So we got 6. Okay, right here. Let me see. Let me start at 6 again. All right. Moses took half of the blood, right? First of all, he sacrificed a cow, right? It said, let me start from here. It said, then he sent young Israelite men, and they offered burnt offerings and sacrificed young bulls as fellowship offerings to the Lord. 6, Moses took half the blood and put it in bowls. All right. So I want y'all to get this mental picture. And the other half, he splashed it against the altar. 7, then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people, right? They responded. It said, we will do everything the Lord has said we will do. Now watch this 8. Moses then took the blood and sprinkled it. Here you go. And sprinkled it on the people and said, this is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with these words. There you go. Sprinkled it on the people. I want y'all to get a mental picture of that, right? And then they talk about African spiritual, social, cultural systems. it's devil worship. Well, hell, sprinkling blood on somebody ain't. If we playing devil worship, ain't that devil worship? Like the Charles Manson thing, right? Yeah, he sprinkled the blood. I'm just tripping. But y'all get my point, though. It's early man's residual. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Used to be,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Good teaching, bro. Good teaching. Good. It's not even just, and that's your lane. The Stone Age and the stone and all that stuff. You go back in the past and talk about different shrines that they find all over the world and different shrines of how different people used to worship and do different things. Dr. Maat talked about the bones and how they connect to the moon, the cycle. So that means man, although we see the Sumerians going with the moon and dealing with the cycle, and we see it in Judaism, you could see that people was doing it from the ancient of days, yo. So these religions are new. They're just recycling what people used to do in the old. What people think it started with Kemet. It's the people doing stuff way before Kemet, man. All over. Mathematics. People been doing science. People been drawing and writing different. I mean, I think Churchill was the guy that have the book about the writing, right? About different type of writings as far as communicating and all that stuff. People been doing that for thousands of years. Don't fall for the okie doke. Or writing started in Sumer. People been communicating with writing for years, thousands of years, man. Dudes right now, women right now, they damn cycles. Well, I won't say damn cycles, but women right now, Dr. Matt might keep me off. but women right now, their cycles, the 28 days dealing with the moon, man. I mean, people been tracking the moon, and the moon was a god to them at that time. The moon must have been a god. Because if the moon was you were able to track your cycle and align it with the moon, it must have been a god. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It must have been a god at one point, the moon. And then the sun. All those things are gods. They're gods. Even Amir knows, right, Amir?
Yeah.
So,
bad guys.
Say hi to Dr. Maya and Unc. Say hi.
Hi, Dr. Maya and Unc.
Hello. Peace and love to you, young king. How are you?
I'm good. My machine's right there.
All right, I'm a listening, and then I'm gonna go in my house. All right, I'm a listening.
Amir's a great warrior. He speaks his words crystal clear. If I could just get that. You know, it's between your son, Dr. Maat, and them. The way they words be clear. They say, give me my money. We are articulating this thing right. We want our money now. So yeah, Dr. Maat, I study ancient cultures around the globe. That's what I do.
For years since I've known you.
Yeah, because I knew these times would come. And, I just appreciate the opportunity to kind of educate the people. Like, I'm not here to tell you what you're going to believe in. But what you can't do is cross the line. You can't say what I'm doing. If I'm not hurting nobody, right? Then you can't say I couldn't venerate my mom.
Right.
And my father, like they were the most important people. They raised me, they fed me, they clothed me, they sheltered me. Why wouldn't I deify that? My grandmother, my great grandmother, right? My grandmother's still living. She outlived her daughter. You know what I'm saying? So that's like how don't deify them women that helped raise me, make me me, that gave me them life lessons, that told me right from wrong, that told me how to identify my enemies. You know what I'm saying? How am I not deifying that? I never got the voice. Ain't my fault. Don't hate me. Hate the game. My mother and father and my aunts and uncles helped raise me. God never came down and gave me the holy voice. Brother Unc, you need it. I never got that. Ain't my fault. Some of y'all did. God talked to y'all. God must have walked right by me. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like human beings helped me when I was laying on the streets of Baltimore shot. You know what I'm saying? Human beings. White human beings at that. So we recognize the human experience around here. And part of the human experience is having beliefs, superstitions, all types of.
I guess somebody calling you, brother, on because he just went right on out. But I agree with him. As human beings, we have our beliefs, we have our thoughts, and for me, family, I don't mind when someone, brother Ankh, says this is what I believe in. I feel like you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. However, when you present your beliefs as facts, that's when I take issue with that. Go ahead, brother. I can't see you. Your camera's off.
Because I'm chewing. What do you want me to do?
I didn't know you purposely cut it off. But you get what I'm saying, brother Unc. It's like when, if someone says, I believe this, I'm like, all right, cool, believe it. But when you come at me and you're telling me that this is actual facts, this is literal, this happened. Now I'm going to put on my hat and say, okay, now prove it. You know what I mean? Prove it. But I do agree with you that human beings have a right to believe what they want to believe. And family, for people who are just now joining us, let me show you what prompted this discussion. On Easter, I put up a post and I said the S-U-N, not the S-O-N, was born on December the 21st and rose on March the 20th. And I said, learn the truth so you will no longer believe myths. Learn the truth so you will no longer believe myths. And when I posted this on IG, here comes brother Mickey. This is a brother on IG. You see, he came with the blue check and he called it Satan worship. And he said, only a fool worships that, not the creator. Only a fool. And so again, if you look at this, he has like 60 some odd replies underneath his comment. And I took offense to that. And I said, well, brother, let's go live and let's hash this out. And when I go live and I'm talking about religion, I'm not going to go live without brother Ankh and brother Garfield. And so he came on and he stayed on for about 10 minutes and then he got out of there. Brother Ankh, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, you know to go get your 4-star generals. You know what I'm saying? I always told you, get behind the damn shields.
He did.
Simple as that. And it's an educational process. Like I had to get that from you. Like, man, let them live. You like, yo, let them live. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some humanity, right, in allowing people to believe what they want to believe.
Long as you, like you said, as long as you're not out here hurting people and, believe what you need, believe what you want to believe.
Yeah, you can believe what you want. But when you try to promote it to the babies as if it's the truth on things and questions that science has already answered, then we got a problem.
Absolutely.
Then that's the problem, because now they're crossing over into our thing, scientific literacy, right? We're not doing that, right? We're not acting like men and women just popped up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Fully made, boom. God looked down and grabbed some dirt and blew. We're not gonna bake to it. Now, if you want to say that God, right? God made life and put it on earth and it diversified, you know what I'm saying, based off the process of biological evolution, or just evolution, because evolution does not report where life comes from. So
come on, that's a fact.
So as a Christian, as a Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, as a Muslim, you could say that life came from God, right? And he thought to earth and it diversified, right? So that's all. Evolution seeks to explain what happens to life after it gets to earth.
Right? No, absolutely. And even the Catholic, remember the Catholic Pope, I don't know if it's Pope Eugene, I forgot which Pope it was, but remember he said, when they asked him about evolution, they asked him if he accepted evolution, and he said, I absolutely do. He said God wasn't a magician. That's what he said. I forgot which Pope. I'm gonna look it up really quickly, but it was one of those popes. And that's what he said. He said God wasn't a magician when they asked him if he accepts evolution. And I agree with you. It's just a process, right? It's a process. It doesn't explain how it ignited, but it explains, the theory of evolution explains how life, like you said, diversified over time. And, and it's a beautiful thing.
God looked around and seen he was lonely and made a male and female with belly buttons.
Shut up.
Why would God make humans with belly buttons? Did y'all ever think about that? What is the purpose of a belly button? right?
Come on.
Now I can hear you saying, "Well, God made male and female with male and female sex organs so they can reproduce." I'd be like, "All right, I get it, but why would He make you with belly buttons?"
Listen, man. Where's the food, man? We got food to eat, man. Where's he at? I'm ready tonight, man. I'm mad tonight.
Listen, the belly button, right, is where the umbilical cord connects in the womb of a mother. I'm
Come
gonna
on,
say this
talk about it,
again
Unc.
for all y'all who don't get it, right? I can understand God making a male and a female with sexual organs so that they can reproduce themselves. So He ain't gotta keep doing it. But what I don't understand is why He makes with belly buttons. There's a reason for us having a belly button, right? Those mammals, watch this, who babies reside in placenta. You got marsupials, right? And they got certain marsupials, you know what I'm saying, that actually look like cats and they went extinct when the Europeans went to Australia and a lot of them went extinct, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? The kangaroos, right? All these have they babies outside of themselves, outside of the womb. Am I correct, Doc?
No,
Right?
you're right. You're
They
right.
crawl into their pouch, right? But those who give birth by way of placenta, these particular types of mammals, right? They require an umbilical cord to feed them. So when they come out the womb, now the nutrients are no longer going from the mother to the fetus, right? Okay, come out the womb, and that umbilical cord detaches. It leaves a belly button. So just explain that to me. Go ahead, Garfield, because I've always wanted to know that question. Like why the belly button?
Mm-hmm. And shout out to brother JT Coins. He said it was Pope Francis. Uh-oh. Mickey is back. Is he back? Uh-oh. Hold on, Mickey.
Yes.
Yahweh cut the conversation. He's back, brother Garfield. He's back. He's back.
I was just hoping that y'all was still here, man. That's all.
Food, baby, food. It's food right now. It's
we buried you a little bit and dug you back up. Don't worry about it, bro.
It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all
Let me take
good.
off my shoes and put on my slippers for this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, beloved. The floor is yours, man. And by the way, you do look like a Nawapian with that clothes you got on. You look like a Nawapian right now. But that's all good.
What did I miss? I know I missed a lot.
Well, you were in the middle of apologizing for coming on my post and telling me that it was Satan worship. And you said I apologize for that. And then the stream cut it, and brother Ong said, "Uh-oh, Yahweh is mad that he is apologizing right now."
The Most High helped you. Most High helped you.
Hey man, may be on my side always for sure. But so what I wanted to say is that I apologize as a man first. That was too harsh to say. Every man and woman has to work out their own salvation, with fear and trembling. And nobody's belief system, nobody should tear down one belief system, regardless of their own belief system. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to make sure that that it was, the offense that was taken because of my comments, that I apologize for that. But that being said, right, a lot of stuff was said. The first guy that came after me that I feel was untrue. I feel like the basic premise of what he was talking about was untrue. To say nobody got off the transatlantic slave trade, and if any of those slave ships and said they were a Hebrew Israelite, I think that's inaccurate. I think there are artifacts, and when I was speaking to the Hebrewisms of West Africa, I was not speaking and referring to the actual book. I do know there is a book by that name. I was not referring to that book when I was talking about the Hebrewisms of West Africa. I'm talking about going to Ghana, going to Sierra Leone, and seeing Hebrewisms. Not only artifacts, but people that keep the Sabbath, people that hold on to the name of Yah, um, people that have the tradition, people that have Israelite names. The first brother that came on acted as if it was his premise that we were taking some kind of heritage for some white people that were Hebrews. The premise that white people could be ancient Hebrews is ridiculous, and it's not founded in anything, especially being a people that came out of Kemet and slavery of that time. Um, the scripture, the Tanakh, and the Old Testament, and what they call the New Testament, um, for those that believe that is scripture, you know, all of those were written by black people, for black people, with black people in mind. I wanted to make that point very clear, and in no disrespect at all to ancient Kemet, all that it had to offer, all that it taught. It is just my firm belief that you cannot, because we share skin color, we cannot just cherry pick the ancient civil African black civilization that we are most proud of and just want to gravitate to that, because I truly believe that there is power in knowing your heritage and knowing your tongue, knowing your lineage, knowing your bloodline. I do not think it was by mistake or happenstance that the transatlantic slave trade was the first slave trade in history that was very unique in making it illegal to, number one, keep your own name, and number two, speak your own language. Name and language connect you to who you are. And so I think that was done on purpose and with purpose, to, and brother, I definitely, I'll pause for a second because I see you raise your hand and you want to interject. I think a lot of times in the dialogue, if I go too long, you'll miss a point that you want
No,
to make.
that's fine, beloved. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I appreciate your energy. I have a question. You said there were
yeah,
artifacts that said they came off the slave ships as Israelites.
yeah.
Do you have any
There are.
record? Do you
Yeah,
have?
there.
Hold on. Listen to my question.
Go ahead.
Do you have any evidence of anyone that came off a slave ship that is documented that that person said they were a Hebrew, a Jew, or an Israelite? Hold on one second. Be very careful when you answer. Go ahead.
We don't necessarily have evidence.
You just said you
Um,
had evidence a while ago, bro.
listen. Let me finish my statement. We don't necessarily have specific evidence of that one person that came off the slave ship and said that I'm a Hebrew Israelite. We do have evidence in the fact that in Virginia you can go to a black community that was founded that was
Israel Hill,
called,
right?
yeah, for sure.
All
Um,
right, we're gonna talk about that too. Let's go.
so so
All right.
so so hold on. That was just a small. Um,
Now
that's
it's
that's
small.
no.
I like
Listen,
this
I
guy.
want you. I
I
want
like
I
this
want you
guy.
to pay attention to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Um, I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. What I'm
Hmm.
saying is there to say that came out of uh, all the Israelite talk came out directly of America and had no transference from the motherland is incorrect when you look at the actual camps that you can physically go to of black people that are in the western coast of Africa, that keep the Tanakh, keep the Torah, keep the holy days, keep all of that. They did not get though. They did not get that from some Orthodox Jews that were white people that came over and colonized them or colonialized them. That is untrue. That is not documented in any way, shape, or form. So um, I would give. I think anybody would be hard pressed because of the situation in slavery and chattel slavery that we were in to be able to pick the chattel slave's mind when the chattel slave came off the slave ship and know what that chattel slave's belief system was. I don't think that you can document me any slave that actually came off the slave ship and documented their exact belief system. Um, if you had, and if you can, I would love to hear it and love to grow from it, and love to study that. So I'll get the floor back to you in that respect.
Brother, you want me to show my screen before you want to say something? Because I'm going to be like 7 minutes.
Yeah, you're gonna be like 50 minutes. Listen, you got the sources this round. I got mine off my chest, but actually they got and as I studied with Dr. Maat, we have plenty of records of actually their tradition. They the Portuguese and them talked about it. So that's not even, that's not up for debate right there, right? You can trace the tribe and the clan. They wasn't practicing being a Hebrew though. Now a lot of them was Muslims though. That we do know they was Muslims, right?
There was
Because
some
you
Muslims,
got 1,000 years. You got 1,000 years of the Muslims capturing and kidnapping African people, right?
for sure.
But no Hebrews. That's something that's not even in the record. So they know who was Muslims and they know who was practicing tradition. So, but they do know, like Garfield about to prove that they wasn't practicing being a Hebrew. But go ahead, Garfield. So that's your source right there, the Portuguese.
All right, can you share my screen for a second, sis, and take a comment? All right, okay.
Yeah.
And let's make it wider. Make it full screen if you can. All right. So the brother said Israel Hill, and ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this for 12 years, so I know people's arguments before it comes out their mouth. I was expecting him also to say the people with the Yah names on the slave ships, but he didn't bring that up, so I don't have to counteract that conversation. Now, Israel Hill, Israel Hill is in Virginia, as he said. And what happened, ladies and gentlemen, it was a guy by the name of Richard Randolph, a white guy, who put in his will that he wanted these slaves. He wanted to have the first interracial community in America. That was his goal. But people don't understand why they call it Israel Hill. So let me just break it down for you real quickly. So just to the west lies Israel Hill, settled in 1810 to 1811 by approximately 90 formerly enslaved persons who received freedom and 350 acres from Judith Randolph under the will of her husband, Richard Randolph, cousin of Thomas Jefferson. These Israelites, quote unquote, and other free African Americans worked as farmers, craftspeople, and Appomattox River boatmen. Some labored alongside whites for equal wages and defended their rights in court. The family of early settler Hercules White bought and sold real estate in Farmville and joined with white citizens to found the town's first Baptist church in 1836. So firstly, I'm like, okay, so it's an Israelite community, but they're starting a Baptist church. That's the first red flag. All right. Israel Hill remained a vigorous black community in the 20th century. And this is the book, Israel on the Appomattox. This is the guy that did the hands-on research for it. He just happens to be white. But anyway, Sam White's master, he's another guy. For Sam White's master was Richard Randolph, had offered a radical answer to Jefferson's moral dilemma. He denied that any dilemma existed. Randolph was not content to restore to his slaves their God-given freedom. He also called for them to receive 400 acres of his land on which to build new lives as independent men and women. When Randolph's family carried out his will in 1810 after years of delay, his ex-slaves gave the name Israel Hill to their new home in the rolling terrain of Prince Edward County, and they called themselves Israelites, quote unquote. This was their possessive not theirs in the place, theirs in possessive promised land to which they had been delivered out of bondage. But Israel Hill amounted to more than a personal promise fulfilled. It was a visionary Southern experiment in black freedom. In building this community of free, self-supporting black landowners in the very neighborhood where the Israelites had grown up as slaves, Richard Randolph and some 90 African Americans had launched a small but audacious attempt to demonstrate that what? A harmonious society containing free people of what? Both races could exist. Both races. It was an interracial community. Yes, you could. All right? Just to deal with that. And just to show you how these Hebrew Israelites, their information, you got to be very careful. There's this book called that they all like to read called Ebos, Hebrew Exiles from Israel. Amazing Facts and Revelations by Professor O. Alazi. So what they do, ladies and gentlemen, they get this flyer, this one right here that says Hebos. You see it? Somebody actually photoshopped. This one on the right is from the Library of Congress. So we have the original. And thank to my brother in the audience, Sean P. He was the one that found this for me. It's in the records of the Library of Congress, the one on the right. The one on the left is a photoshopped one that the Hebrew Israelites use that says find Hebrews because they want to say the word Hebrews is Hebrews. So now let me go back because this is my African brother who wrote the book. I think he's actually a PhD in Africa.
Oh,
So
Lord.
he used a Photoshop flyer to make a point about Hebrew Israelites coming from Nigeria. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
Shame on him, brother. That has nothing to do with me. Trust me.
No. But this is what I want to tell you though. There's no information to say that you as an individual is an Hebrew Israelite. It's just based on your faith. And the issue is right now, you are going to say you're an Hebrew Israelite because you are. By the way, quick question. Are you an Old Testament and New Testament Israelite?
Yes.
All right. Do you know you can't find a Jew in history before the slave trade that believed in the Old Testament and the New Testament? Did you know that? This is why I know you cannot find anyone that holds to the Hebrew faith that you hold to, that believed in the Old Testament and the New Testament. There's no such thing as a Messianic Jew before you followed your descendants from the 1800s. It's new, brother. It's an invention.
That's not. You make statements, right? As they are truth because
it is the truth. There's no such thing as Messianic. All right, let me shut up now. Zee my mouth. Show me a Messianic Jew before the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. Show me one from after you're talking about from the Council of Nicaea, come all the way up to 1500 AD. I want you to show me.
You do know what happened. You do know what happened to Israel in 70 AD, correct?
Oh, I love this conversation. I love where you're going. I know what happened. What happened? Tell me. I don't know what happened.
So you know, Titus sacked Jerusalem in 70 AD, and Israel was scattered.
Let me go to my book, my #1 best-selling book on Amazon. Let me go to this book for a second. Go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me.
Go to it. So
go ahead.
They were 70 AD. They were scattered to the western coast of Africa. They were massacred.
All right, watch this. Stop right there. I'm sorry. Watch this. Because we're going to teach the audience now.
Right.
You have a source that says what you're saying. Tell me off the top of your head. You don't have to show me a book. Just tell me off the top of the head who to go to.
Oh, man, they strong.
Think about it for a second. You see, I have studied you guys for 12 years. I know your argument before you say it. Just tell me off the top of your head. Even make up something.
I think his phone went out again, Brother Garfield. Go ahead and teach the audience.
Oh, man, I tell you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a chapter in my book called 70 AD and 70 AD and 1 million Jews exiled to West Africa. That's the name of the chapter. 70 AD and 1 million Jews exiled to West Africa. It tells you what the primary sources of this argument is. This argument is from Rudolph Windsor's book, From Babylon to Timbuktu. When you go to Babylon to Timbuktu, page 176, it doesn't give you a source for that argument that he's making. It doesn't give you a source. So I can't go back and say, okay, this is his source. Now watch this. The West African argument is there's no source that says that the people in 70 AD even exiled. They never went anywhere. They went further up north to Galilee to a place called Pella. They never were exiled and scattered. That's what Hebrew Israelites teach. They made it up. Yes, go ahead. They made that up. There's no source for that, bro. You're repeating rhetoric. That's not true. You have met somebody who is going to beat your brain down today with the foolishness. I'm going to ask you this. In the name of your God is Yah, right? I'm going to ask you, never to repeat a lie again. I'm going to ask you that right now as a black man to another black man. I will never repeat a lie to you if somebody tells me that it's a lie and show proof. The argument of 1 million, you know where it comes from, brother? Josephus wrote that 1.1 million people died. Oh man, come back, bro. Let me teach you today.
I know, Brother Garfield. I'm like,
you're not gonna repeat that lie no more today. This gonna be your last day. Come on, bro. Please don't repeat that lie no more. The source of the 1 million, brother, is from Josephus.
Hold that thought, because I can't hear you. I want to hear exactly what you're saying. Just hold that thought. Let me try to refresh my screen because your words started talking in slow motion. Hold on 1 second, brother.
All right.
Garfield, you are going in. Sister Tamika said, Garfield, love this. All right, here he is. Can you hear us, brother Mickey?
Can you hear me when I talk?
Not yet. Hold on. I'm gonna leave and come right back.
He said not yet. So how would he say not yet? I can't, Unc. I don't know, Unc. Where you get? This is Unc's cousin, man.
Why ain't my cousin? Why ain't my cousin? What did he do?
I gotta blame you for something tonight, man. We gotta beat somebody up.
We already beat him up. I think we did a great job.
I know what he's gonna say before he even say it.
You gotta stop that, Garfield.
Uncle has been telling people for years, leave Garfield alone.
You gotta stop.
Leave him alone.
Garfield, stop.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, man. Hey, brother. Do not let him get you, man. Do not let him set them traps for you like that. I'm gonna step in, yo. I'm gonna step into this, yo. I'm gonna step.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm gonna read something from my book.
Garfield. I'm stepping in. I'm throwing the white flag. We throwing it up. Stop.
Because I want to help him.
He's professional, yo. He ain't playing
fair.
Right,
you're right. I want to help my brother. He ain't playing fair,
yo. I'm admitted. I'm a professional. I'm admitted right now. She got the generals on you. I'm admitted, yo. Don't let him get you, yo. He gonna have you turned around by the time we get off the show. Don't listen to him, yo.
I would love to see it.
Go ahead, Brother Garfield. Go ahead. Garfield.
All right. Now, how did this information start about 1 million Jews going into Africa? At the root of this assumption is the book From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. So let's take a look at how this started and let's see what the primary sources say about the events. Rudolph Windsor, From Babylon to Timbuktu, page 176. He talks about the General Pompey, and he talks about it is an estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. He actually never even said West Africa. He actually said Africa. But the black Hebrew Israelites changed it to West Africa. But that's not the issue. The issue is what happened to the Jews who left after 70 AD. What actually happened? So Josephus, who wrote of the Jewish war, he's the only historian that was alive during the war. So he's actually what's called a primary source. He's not like a reporter. He's alive during the teachings. The recording. He says, now the number of those that were carried captive during this whole war was collected to be 97,000. Oh, he's gone again. As was the number of those that perished during the whole siege was 1,100,000, which is 1.1 million. So that's where the million number come from. That's actually where it come from.
And so that's the source of it, Brother Garfield.
Yeah, and the bottom line to anybody that's watching who wants to go to Josephus, right? And what happened is you see that the people are going up to Pella. So say like you have a map of Israel. You familiar where Galilee is, brother? I don't know why I ain't tell Sabio to take your phone call today, Dr. Man. I should be like, call Sabio, man. Sabio could deal with this, man. Come on.
He said Sabio could deal with this. I got to hit up Sabio. That's what people were saying in the chat. They was like, I'm telling you, you can hit up Sabio. He's good. He's good. Sabio's on a dagger, or is he pseudo killers?
Savior is
Dagger.
everybody's son, man. That's everybody's son, man. He got
That's a dagger. He the dagger squad.
it.
All right, Mickey, come on, man, Mickey. Oh Lord,
Jesus
look
is
at it.
saving you, brother. Jesus is really trying to save you.
Yeah, something going on. But go ahead, brother Garfield. So you said
Yeah,
that claim came out
but
of
technically, 95% or 99% of the Black Hebrew Israelites teach that 70 AD. Because if you ask them this question, though, you said, okay, how did you get to America? Well, in 70 AD, there was a war and we scattered. No, scattered where? If you're scattered, how is it in 200 AD you're building up synagogues in Jerusalem? Who are these people? How comes in the Bar Kokhba revolt, over 500,000 of you guys are dying if y'all left Israel? If you're scattered, how come 500,000 died 65 years later? How comes you're in the Kittus War? There's thousands of Jews being killed by the Roman soldiers. How? How is it that y'all are beating up the Romans till they had to hire some Moors to come in and kill y'all off? Come on, let's be real. You couldn't have scattered and left if you have people still remaining in the land that so much that 500,000 got killed. That's crazy.
So, brother Mickey, go ahead. You back now. And I want to get you in while you. I want you to speak, brother, while you can.
Man, next time I come on here, I'm gonna.
Oh,
Yahweh got your tongue. I heard the cat got your tongue, but Yahweh got your tongue.
Cat Garfield, no pun intended. The cat Garfield got his tongue. All right. So what you can do is text Dr. Maat and set up a date where you could go in front of a computer and just do this, so you won't have no excuse, and do what we gotta do. All right, Joseph Israel, I do see you in the chat. You always talking. You know what I do for guys like this, Dr. Maat? I time them out. Every time they make a statement, I said, if you have so much to say on the sideline behind a computer, why don't you come on and talk to me directly? Come on. Come beat Garfield up. Oh, I bet if I get to Zariak, when you ask Zariak, I ain't debating Garfield. They ain't gonna debate me. They know what it is. You see, you could bring out the Bible and wrap people up, man, all they want. I'm telling you, man. Hey, the other day, Smash was messing with me, right? Mm-hmm. And I pulled out the scripture and Smash. And I said, Smash, so you saying that you represent the Hebrews today? I bet you don't represent them when I bring this scripture out. Look what I did to him. I'm going to show y'all on the screen what I did to Smash real quick. And y'all going to be laughing right now. Here we go. Getting J version. Anybody that's an Israelite, that means they go by what their teacher, their leader, their teacher, and their guide teaches. So if that's the case, to my Hebrew Israelite brother Joseph Israel, I want you to answer this question real quickly. Dr. Maat, hit me up on the screen real quick, please. Am I in?
Yep. Do you want me to make it large?
Yeah, you can make it large. That's fine.
All right.
Watch this, family. In Genesis 24:2, this is Abraham talking to his servant. He said to the senior servant in his household, the one in charge of all that he had, put your hand under my thigh. For those who don't know what it means, ladies and gentlemen, under your thigh, and I know Dr. Maat's program is a PG-13, so I have to be careful. Under my thigh is a euphemism for the male loins. I think we could say loins here. Yeah, the male,
right, absolutely.
the male organ. The male organ. It's a euphemism for the male organ. So they wouldn't say, for example, they wouldn't use the word vajayjay. They wouldn't use that for the woman. They would use another set of words so that it would come off as it's a euphemism. So they wouldn't use that word. But this is the Yarek oath, right? New Black World Order, where you would put your hand under a man's thigh. So let's go to some more evidence. So this is one chapter. Let's go to another verse. Let's go back to Genesis again. And let's go to 49? Let's go to 47, verses 29. Right here. Here it goes again. Is it on my screen? When the time drew near to Israel to die, he called for his son Joseph. So Israel is Jacob. So you had Abraham asking a man to put it under his side. Now you have Jacob. He called for his son Joseph and said to him, if I found favor in your eyes, put your hand under my thigh. and promise that you will show me kindness and faithfulness. Do not bury me in Egypt. So it's a Yarrick oath. So I want to know, people want to say Egypt copied. I mean, they copied from Egypt. Did they copy this from Egypt, family? Do we find pharaohs reaching under other men's thighs and touching their private part and saying, make an oath? We don't find this in Kemet. We don't find this in Africa. But we do find it in Roman, Greco-Roman culture. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we find now is that they're saying, you put your hands on my private part and swear to me that you won't tell or you will fulfill my oath or whatever. So it was like it's called the Yarek oath, Y-A-R-E-K oath. So what I want to ask the brother in the audience and the brother that was on, do you subscribe to this oath as an Israelite? Because Abraham did it, Jacob did it, Joseph, his son, had to do it. Do you do it? All right.
That was powerful. That was powerful, Brother Garfield.
When I pull this out, and Jonathan, he's like, "Oh, I ain't faking to be no Hebrew no more."
I'm trying to see what Jonathan is saying. He didn't say anything in the chat after that. Hold on, I'm looking. Brother Jonathan, where are you, Brother Jonathan? Where's my brother Jonathan?
He ain't gonna fake me no Hebrew no more. Watch, I guarantee you.
I'll see Jonathan Israel. Where are you, brother?
Somebody asking if I'm on a show, dr.maat.msu.
Yeah, Brother Jonathan. He's not saying anything. I'm waiting for you to comment.
He ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna leave that one alone.
But Jonathan, Brother Jonathan Israel, that's not Jeremiah Judah, different person, right? Or is the same person?
No, Brother Joseph Israel. Sorry, not Jonathan. I was talking about Jonathan Owens. That me and him had a show one day.
Okay.
He was pretending to be a Hebrew Israelite. Then I pulled that scripture out. I said, "You don't want to be no Israelite no more, huh?"
Absolutely. And then he got the nerve to talk about what I showed on IG was devil worship, because I showed the winter solstice, in December, which was bananas. Brother Onk, did you want to say something, Brother Onk? I think you reaching for the.
No, I got all mine off. I banged all my guns. I'm good.
The winter solstice goes back 10,000 years.
Look, Garfield start talking soon. I see how Garfield did.
No. I'm saying that's in your lane. Winter solstice 10,000 years ago from the Stone Age and whatever. They showed how they was aligned with the winter solstice. You should have had that. Let me pull it out. But anyway, go ahead. Your turn. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I told you I banged everything out. I'm good. Yeah, they wanted supposed to go back to the hunter gatherers and not the play. First techies. Absolutely. Yep. Not the play is in Egypt while we talking. Why, and they called them Negroes. I don't know why, but that's in the West Desert, not the play. Look it up.
They found a Stone Age. Humans may have observed the winter solstice as early as the Neolithic period, the last part of the Stone Age beginning about 10,200.
Go ahead, share your screen, Brother Garfield. Share your screen.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So we can read with you.
Neolithic monuments such as New Grange in Ireland and Maidstone in Scotland are aligned with the sunrise on the winter solstice. Some archaeologists have theorized that these tomb-like structures served a religious purpose in which Stone Age people held rituals to capture the sun on the year's shortest day. Stone Age, which is oriented toward the winter solstice sunset, may also have been a place of December ritual for Stone Age people. But what's interesting about this is that in West Africa, in I forgot where, in the Niger area, they Joseph Israel, jump on, brother. Jump on. Stop talking.
They said that. The Arab said that. People didn't know. That's an outside thing.
Yeah, the Incas, they actually did the whole winter solstice thing too. And of course, the Romans were into that. But of course, Naphtali, they did a lot of stuff with Naphtali. A lot of stuff over there. Yeah, man. But yeah,
I just sent them the link. I'm gonna see if he jumps on.
Come on, brother, man.
Brother Joseph Israel. The link is in the chat, brother. Come on in. Come on in, brother.
He just want to get beat up too. Let it go, but let it go. Yo, you ain't show not to play. Let me show not to play. You see that?
Not yet.
I see what you show, Garfield. That's what I'm gonna show. Y'all see that?
Yes.
That's not the playa. Stone circle, not the playa. Marks the summer solstice, a time that coincided with the arrival of the monsoon rains in the Sahara Desert thousands of years ago. Now it takes about 2,000 years even to get to this period right here to be able to even develop that because it's a repeatable thing, and you got to be around long enough to watch it repeat repeatedly. Now this wouldn't be a scientific prediction, but this is like what one of the first sciences right here. This is early science right here. I guarantee y'all looking at this show couldn't do it. With all the information you got, y'all couldn't do that like that. But yeah, and so they find it in I think Garfield mentioned Stonehenge, right? That's thousands of years later. But this right here is what gave.
No, actually, the Stonehenge one is earlier than Naphtali. Actually, it's actually earlier.
Which one? Nah, you made that up.
The one that I showed, the 10,200. It's in Scotland. I tell you, I'm serious.
No, stop.
10,200.
Stop.
I just showed it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, show it again. I'm not. I'm disputing that now.
Don't be an Egyptomaniac, man. Come on.
I'm disputing. I'm Egyptomaniac.
I said, don't be an Egyptomaniac.
All right, show that again. Just because I don't see that. Let me see the source, Garfield. Let me see that. Yeah, don't play me. Play Lotto. I got 2022. I got 2022. What you working with? Let me stop this.
Man.
Hold on, let me see that.
I gotta find something else.
I'm gonna
get back to that. I'm gonna get back to it, my brother. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, Elder. I got you, Elder.
Now my Elder. He put in Scotland.
Yo, I got all the slides. I stole all your slides. I'm about to show all the slides I stole from you.
I know you did.
and I ain't give you no credit. He's watching me a song like, damn, Garfield stole my damn slides, yo.
I don't care, yo. As much as you supported me, bro, you the hell you want. I ain't even mad at you. Doc know it too. Doc, you please.
And he's stealing your slides.
Yeah, I mean, I got the older videos of me talking about it. How about that?
Oh man, that was funny though. That was funny.
So you said Naphtali, brother goes back. You said 2000 BC.
No, I go back to 7,000.
7,000. And
7,000 years.
And he's saying Stonehenge. He said Stonehenge is older than that.
No, because listen, no, he made that up. I ain't listening to that nigga. This is what I do. He do the whole Bible thing, but this what I do. I remember I taught that to your class. So let's count. We're 2000, 7, 8, 9. So that'd be 9,000 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right? 9,000 years right there. So
well, he said his is 10. He said his is at 10,000 BCE, which would make his 12,000.
Yeah, but he don't got that. He tripping. Not in Scotland. Hell, they iced up at that point. The Ice Age, yo, what they running around ducking? They like this. It's cold. Yeah, they a little bit cold then, yo. They, you know what I'm saying? People that migrate out those areas, yo. And you looking hard.
Look at Garfield's looking. I'm about to say Garfield's looking. I'm looking at him.
No. I got him. I've got him right now. Don't worry about it. I got him right now.
7,000 years ago. I can read mine. I want to go to the part. These mega prehistoric monuments.
I'm not even looking for that, but let me get you anyway.
All right, here you go. I'm gonna show my screen. I'm gonna show my screen while you're talking. I mean, while you're talking, I'm balking. All right, y'all see the screen. I'm gonna come right here. Europe alone holds some 35,000 megaliths, including many astronomical aligned stone circles, as well as tombs. It says, and other standing stones. These structures were mostly built between 6,500 to 4,500 years ago, largely along the Atlantic and Mediterranean coast. They say the most famous of these sites is Stonehenge, a monument in England. That's thought to be around 5,000 years old. Though still old, at that age, Stonehenge may have been one of the youngest such stone structures to be built in Europe. It's a chronology and extreme similarities between these widespread European sites lead some researchers to think the regional tradition of constructing megaliths first emerged along the coast of France. It was then passed across the region, eventually reaching the Great Britain. But even these primitive sites are at least centuries younger than the world's oldest known stone structure, Nat the Playa, located in Africa. Nat the Playa stands some 700 miles south of the Great Pyramids in Giza in Egypt. It was built more than 7,000 years ago, making Nat the Playa the oldest stone circle in the world, and possibly Earth's oldest. It say Earth. See that word? E-A-R. Earth's possibly Earth's oldest astronomical observatory. It was constructed by the cattle worshippers. This for all my Egyptian fans. It was constructed by cattle worshippers, a cult of Nordic people, to mark the summer solstice and the arrival of the monsoons. There you go. Yeah, and I say this, Garfield left like the Hebrew did. Intellectual God.
Oh, he came back in. Look, he came back in. He got off and came
there
back
was
in.
one.
Yahweh saved me from that.
Then there was one.
Yahweh saved me. Yahweh said, "Get out of here, Negro. Get out."
And then there was one.
Oh man.
What'd you say?
I'm not even gonna argue with you. I'm gonna let you have that one. It's fine. It's fine.
You done shot me up a plenty of times, bro.
Nah, hey.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's how we get down, though, yo.
Oh no, I just appreciate you brothers coming on. I doubt if he come back on, but I do appreciate you all coming on and just educating and edifying the people. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I told you each time you and Brother Garfield come on the platform, I always learn something new. And so, to my audience, I hope that you took something away from this dialogue. To me, it was very informative. It was also very entertaining. Brother Garfield, do you have any closing words for the listening audience?
Hey, leave that foolishness alone, man. That's all I gotta say. Leave that foolishness alone. The day any religion could stop black folks from killing each other, from getting killed by police, stop white supremacy, I'm joining that religion tomorrow.
Come on.
Give me that religion, I'll join it tomorrow. And if your religion can't do that, what purpose does it serve? You might as well just become a Christian. You won't tell me, oh, we got a drug program. The Latter-day Saints, them white boys walking around with the white shirt on, with the knapsack on in the community. I know they're in Baltimore, right?
They in Baltimore. I see you.
They're in Baltimore. They're in New York. They got a big, right across from the mosque from the Nation of Islam. They got a big ass Latter-day Straight. They got Scientology around the corner. If you can't stop white supremacy, you serve no purpose. Because that's the biggest problem. It's in scholarship. Look what Diop had to do. I'm not saying Diop is 100% correct with everything he did, but look at what he fought for. He have white folk claiming that Egyptians is black. He's the one that made that the conversation. He did that 30, 40 years ago. And it's still a conversation today. Imagine the world without Theophile Benga and Diop and Walter Rodney. Imagine what would have been happening right now. You saying you're Egypt? When you was Egypt? You couldn't even look at Egypt if it wasn't for Diop and Obenga and Walter Rodney. Yeah, all these conversations we having, and this is what Asari Motep is trying to do, and Unk and all of them, is from a Diopian kind of mindset y'all running with. Because at the end of the day, It don't matter if Egypt is Egypt or whatever, but the fact of the matter is somebody actually lived and died and researched to talk about how African that culture was. And that's what the problem is. They're always gonna say it's Asian. They're always gonna say it's closer to Europe. They're gonna call it Mediterranean. They're gonna say ancient Near East. I'm talking about the culture of Egypt. They're always gonna say that.
Nah, they not. No, Garfield, you wrong.
I'm wrong.
Any day, I'm loaded. I'm fully loaded over here. They're not gonna say that, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you why they're not gonna say that.
I got a book that came out this year, and Asari Motep saw the clip, and he went off on his show. Let me show you the book right now. It's called Ancient Egypt Investigated. Written it's a recent book.
Nah, so what? About who? What that mean? What that mean? If anybody can write a damn book, shit.
I'm just saying he's one of the top Egyptologists in the world.
Nah, right. I didn't say. What I'm saying is that Egyptology, them old niggas is getting up out of there. Excuse my language. And I'm saying they're making a trend towards one. If they still call it Egypt, right? They basically is Kemet now, right? Because that's actually the name of it. The word Egypt actually comes from Cook City of Ptah, right? But it never was called Egypt. It was called Kemet. And two, they now realize that this population came out of the Green Sahara. Here's one for you: peoples, water, and grain. The beginning of domestication of the Sahara to the Nile Valley. And three, they now call the Nile Valley. Remember, they started cracking jokes at us when we said that, right? That's Diop's in them. So those African thinkers now have swayed through proper methodology and information that, yeah, like, why wouldn't it be called come on, man. Like, why wouldn't it be called the Nile Valley? Those people reside on the Nile Valley. They deified the Nile, right? They got their substance from the Nile, right? None of that shit happened in the Mediterranean. That's a joke. Later on, they traded in the thing. That's an attempt by racism.
Let me read this first line for Unc real quick. Why is ancient Egypt so central to Afrocentrism? Egypt is mostly viewed as a Near Eastern culture, and even modern Egypt is primarily understood as part of the Middle East and the Mediterranean world.
I know. So where's the source at?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what he's saying.
We're finished reading though. Let me hear it. Come on.
Hold on. He says right here.
What is he saying there?
At the same time, however, Egypt is a part of the African continent and as such represents its oldest civilization. The Afrocentric political movement, which has been especially important in the United States and France, lays claim to Egypt as a Black African culture. Its adherents call on traditional scholarship to acknowledge that this more African ancient Egypt was not only superior to classical Greek culture, but also that all Western culture derives from Egypt, a fact they say is denied by Eurocentric scholarship. Yet it seems that this Afrocentric fixation on Europe and the West is actually itself Eurocentric and Western and not genuinely African. Far from being a phenomenon of the late 20th century, the origins of Afrocentric historiography reach back into the early 19th century, arising out of the vehement debates over Black people's capacity for culture and the abolition of slavery in the USA. At that time, one of the arguments made by Black writers and political activists was that civilization originated in Ethiopia and Egypt and only later was transmitted to Greece. More recently, Professor Martin Bernal of Cornell University sought to substantiate the Afrocentric thesis in his famous book, Black Athena, again bringing the debate over ancient Egypt's connection with Black Africa into focus. Though Bernal correctly demonstrates that classical history has been reconstructed with a Eurocentric bias, his attempt to derive classical civilization from Egypt and Phoenicia must be judged a failure. Outside the Sudan, ancient Nubia, there is no evidence that Black Africa was much influenced by ancient Egypt, and influence alleged by such important Afrocentrists as Sheikh Anta Diop and his disciples.
Oh, stop. They say what? What did he say? Go back up. They say what?
Outside the Sudan, there's no evidence that Black Africa was much influenced by ancient Egypt, and influence alleged by such important Afrocentrists as Sheikh Anta Diop and his disciples. Nevertheless, Many questions posed to Egyptology by Afrocentrism are important, especially concerning what modern European concepts Egyptology has projected onto ancient Egypt. For Egyptology has certainly always been a white, primarily European and North American discipline. Today, there is a growing openness to dialogue. To give one example, the noted Egyptologist Jan Assmann has recently written the preface to an Afrocentric book that seeks the origin of Ma'at, the Egyptian concept of order in Black Africa. And they show the building here, ancient Egypt as an inspiration for modern architecture. Yep.
Look at that. Now we stuck now, Doc. We ain't moving now. Now I got him.
Uh-oh.
Now I got him. Now I gotta get him out of here now. Struck a nerve, yo. Yeah, I like that. And when was that book written by who?
By Thomas Schneider.
I like that. Thomas, I'm gonna write his name down. Why don't you get him on the show, yo?
I think he's German. I don't know if he even speaks English.
Oh, Snyder. Thomas Snyder. Spell it. S what?
Schneider.
Hold on. SCH what?
Neider.
Neier. Snyder. All right, hold on 1 second. I just want to put this up here because don't move that page right there, yo. You said it wasn't supported by Black Africa. I mean, no, not supported. You said it wasn't what? Influenced by Black Africa, right?
No. He said that Egypt didn't influence the other African countries.
He said that Egypt what?
Didn't influence other Black African cultures.
Yeah, like West Africa. You know, like how Diop compares the language in West Africa, the language family. I say Egypt, you could tell it's Egypt. You could use West African languages and compare. They're basically saying there's no influence or no connection to West Africa and all those cultures.
All right, so let me see. I thought you said that Black Africa didn't have no effect on Egypt. I thought that was it, but you didn't say that. I could have sworn you said that.
No, he didn't say. You're mixing that up.
That's a good because
you're like a Hebrew now. You're hearing stuff.
Hey, I'm hearing the God, I'm hearing the ghost pass. Hold on.
Got it.
All right, hold on. That's not even true. Hold on, let me see. I think is it 1 second.
Brother Sean P said that's a lie. Brother Sean P said that is a lie.
Ain't nobody talking to Sean.
He said that is a lie.
Who's that? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Come on the panel. I'm not talking to nobody, no chat. Come on the panel.
Nah, I'm gonna leave. Definitely gonna leave. Let me see. Hold on. I think it's right here. I need to find where they didn't influence because the culture is still out, and it was a couple. You gonna make me and you come back on here, yo. You had to ante up there, Garfield.
Uh-oh.
All I did was pull out a book. You said they call it X, Y, and Z, and I said I pull out a book. And I'm
but he ain't called it Mediterranean though, did he?
Yes, he did.
Why?
Right here, hold on. I got a screenshot of my thing.
Why you do that?
Because
it don't even make Garfield. We smarter than that. That don't even make no sense.
Egypt is mostly viewed as a Near Eastern culture, and even modern Egypt is primarily understood as part of the Middle East and the Mediterranean world. At the same time, however, Egypt is a part of the African continent and as such represents its oldest civilization.
He's a racist. And I can tell, listen, let's get this straight, bro. Let's stop playing, right? Garfield, listen.
Go ahead.
Besides from the Egypt mania, besides from that, yo, just on geography alone, yo, right? If we start pulling up geography alone, this shit switch back and forth. 1 minute is East Africa. When the reality is, I'm not a dummy, bro. Right? I'm not saying I'm an academic, but I can look at a goddamn map. Okay, simple. And on that map, right, I can see the map of Africa, and I can go north, south, east, west. Right? Let's pull it up. How about that? Let's play the game. Yo, watch this.
I don't think. Listen to this though. when you look at, you see, that's why Diop work is so important, bro. This is why I talked about Diop, Walter Rodney, and Obenga, and how important they are as far as what the fight is. I understand your fight. I understand Asari Moto's fight.
It's not a fight.
No, yes, it is. Because y'all
No,
fighting with these crazy people in the community. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I still can't figure that part out. But I'm saying to you, based on what Diop and them did, they put it out that, hey, you know what? This is an African culture. Because technically speaking, most people don't look before Diop's time period. I'm talking like before 1950, even 1900. They never looked at it as saying, hey, this is Africa, although it's there in Africa. They always looked at it as a Middle Eastern country. It's just the truth. And if you go to Egypt right now, some of these folks that live there, they don't want to connect to Africa. I'm talking to regular folks that's there. I'm not talking to indigenous folks. I'm talking to regular folks that we see that's there. They don't want to call it Africa. They don't, bro. It's a reality.
I know, but that's fine. If you stand on the continent of Africa and don't want to call it Africa, then you just an idiot anyway. If you stand in North America and don't know your ancestors come from Africa, you're just a flaming idiot anyway. Why would I listen to you anyway? So let me show you the screen right here. Here's the joke, right? This is the funny shit to me. Always have been, right? So if we do this, just on some simple GP, right here. Y'all see this, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, that person in the chat right there. Hold on 1 second, that person named Joan S. Please tell her to come on. Please tell her to come on the panel. Please come on the panel, Joan S. Come on.
I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat.
Please come on
with that
James Adair stuff. Please come on. I don't even want to go to bed yet. Not even my bedtime yet. I feel like going live after this, man. You got me all hyped up today, Doctor.
Not bad, Brother Garfield. You know,
I am hyped. I am hyped right now. Please come on the channel. Please come on the panel.
Jonas, I just put the link in the chat.
Please come on. Please. In the name of Yahweh, please come on. Please.
Brother Onk, Brother Onk made me think about this song, Garfield.
Man, y'all see my screen? I ain't showing, man. God damn.
Can you hear Brother Garfield?
Well, he said I barely hear him. Say that again.
No, could you hear the song that I played? Hold on. Did I check the mark? Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me share it. Oops. I thought I clicked share audio. I said Brother Onk made me think of this song, and I played it, but you didn't hear it. Hold on, Brother Onk. Let me click this real quick, and then go back.
And
then put you back up. All right. Can you hear this now, Onk? Hold on. Y'all don't know that was Annie Up. Because when you come up and say Annie Up, I started thinking about Annie Up with MOP. That was a hit back in the day. But go ahead, Brother Onk.
You see my map?
I see you, brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Y'all see this, right?
Yep.
I mean, okay, so what are we looking at here? Sub-Saharan Africa, right? Why do they got Sudan in that green right there, right? Because depending on who map you use, is a part of North Africa and sometimes it's not. Okay? We got that clear, right? So we understand that, right? Sometimes it's North Africa, and then sometimes it's Sub-Saharan Africa. How much sense is that making? It's a geopolitical map.
Absolutely.
That has nothing to do. Now, let's look at it. This is north, right? South, east, listen, east and west, right? I ain't tripping, right? Where is Egypt located? It's located in between, watch this, north and east. It's actually northeast Africa right there. It's near the Red Sea. You can walk to Arabia from here. All right, Sudan, right? Watch this. Look, they play without ignorance, right? And I did a whole show on racism and Egyptology because that was important. So now here's the North African map. Now watch this. This is a banger for me right now. right? This is my thing right here. Right? Y'all see this? You see it, right, Doc?
I'm looking right at it. Joan S is still. Joan S don't want to click the link. Joan S still just want to talk
Right,
trash in the
chatty
chat.
patty. Chatty
Right,
patty.
chatty patty. Go ahead. I see
Chatty
it though.
patty. So, okay, Sudan is North Africa, correct? So then Sudan, the Arabs called it Sud, Bilal Sud, land of the black people, right? So when people say that in North Africa, you don't have a sub-Saharan African type, that couldn't be true. Because isn't Sudan in North Africa? See, what's the game? See, the game they play with you politically because you have no power. I'm going to say this again. If Sudan is in North Africa, then everybody's wrong about saying that the Egyptians couldn't have 2, 3 types, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of different skin color. Of course, we can simply look at the skin map. Human beings never stand still. So the whole conversation is a real ridiculous one. Now, watch this. We're looking, right? I got it right here. Let me put this on here for y'all. This is what I want to do. Y'all want to do the Mediterranean? Here's the game. Y'all see the Mediterranean, right? Yep, that's the Delta. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
There's the Red Sea to the right. Can y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? All that's in green is the Mediterranean basin. I'm going to say this again. All that's in green is the Mediterranean basin. You got that little touch on the Delta. But the rest of Egypt, right? All the way down there ain't showing it. That got nothing to do with the Mediterranean. Not at all. So we come here real quick. Watch this. Boom. All right. This is distribution. This is distribution. With that said, distribution of the main region of, right, the floor kingdom of the world. Boom. Make it a little bigger. Y'all see that, right? All right. Let's look at the keys. Let's see. Burrell, Arctic. Look at the color. Now, Paleotropical. Look at the color. Now, the Burrell, right, Arctic, that's all in the Mediterranean area, right? Y'all see that green, right? Now, look at the yellow. The yellow is what? The yellow is considered Paleotropic. So some racist people will come along, right, and name Africa anything closely related to the Mediterranean. Once again, the Egyptian never deified, right, the Mediterranean, but they sure as hell deified the Nile River. Or am I just tripping? The name of the deity is Hapi. The Egyptians don't have a deified name for the Mediterranean Sea. Why not? Because the Nile Valley was central for their subsistence. Human beings, different tribes, different clans, like I always said, right? They deify their natural environment. Why didn't they deify the Mediterranean? We ain't finished yet. And we'll bring it on home. Here's the climate. Do y'all see that? BWH. Copeland Climate Map. That's the key for y'all. BWH. Read desert area. It's all in red. So that same climate you get from, look, all of North Africa, right? Damn near, look, check that out. What they're calling Sub-Saharan Africa, below the Sahara, which is ridiculous. That's all West African cultures right there. They getting the same type of climate. Ethiopia is getting the same type of climate. Australia is getting the same type of climate. But not the Mediterranean ain't getting that same type of climate. Well, why not? Hold on. We ain't finished yet. We ain't finished yet. Central theme here. Hold on. I want to get the Mediterranean basin. Let's do this. I don't want to, hold on. Let me go back.
Look what Sarah Diceman wrote.
Here we go right here. Can y'all see it? Here go the code. The code again for the Copeland climate map. Right? Desert climate. Look at the yellow. Mediterranean climate. Do y'all see that? Let me click it on. Got them. Put me in the game, coach. Here you go. They out of here. It's over with. There you go. There you go. California, right, will have the same type of climate as in this piece of North Africa, Italy, Rome, and all that. They got the same climate. Down that little tip in South Africa, they got the same climate. Australia on that tip, same climate. Whatever you see the yellow, it's the same climate. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens with climate? Weather, climate, geography, right? It affects the fauna. I just showed you the map of the different plants. So you'd be hard pressed to find Mediterranean plants all down the Nile, 4,100 miles of it. You're hard pressed. Why? Because the climate is different. So climate affects ecosystems. Organisms diversify in their ecosystems. Why would you have darker skin towards the equator? Because you're a biological living organism and your ecosystem is high. That's why some of the darkest people on the planet reside in Africa, because it's one of the hottest places in the world. Mediterranean climate is different. The Romans damn near had a heart attack running around in Africa. Same with the Greeks. This shit wasn't cool. So we're not going to play this game. Well, we want to talk about the fauna of the plants. Okay, the plants adapt to that. You're not going to have a fucking palm tree.
Stop cursing. Stop cursing, Unc. Stop cursing.
I got hot. I only said one cuss word. I'm done.
You said about 10.
10?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That was beautiful.
That was a good point. That was a good point.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
There's no palm trees.
I see you ready.
Like,
you have your guns ready, huh?
Yeah, we gotta stop. Like, okay, so now the question is asked, right? Why would that guy, right, supposed to be an expert and professional, why would he say it's mostly called? What about that make it Mediterranean? The first trading partners were the daggone Egyptians. Don't make me go to the Brooklyn Museum. I don't want to hog the showdown, right? Don't make me go to the Brooklyn Museum where the Egyptians' first trading partners were the Nubians. And the ancestors.
Weird.
Well, I couldn't hear you.
You know what's weird is that there's so much racism within the educational system that it's hard for somebody like him and others to come out and sometimes say the truth, because it's just inside of how systematic white supremacy is in everything, bro. It's in education, it's in sports, it's in all the stuff. I'm sure Dr. Maat run into things at her job where she's like, why would they even do this? Because it's just already in the system. So to get it out, we can't. That's why debating certain people don't make no sense. Because if you're carrying on the tradition of Diop and fighting for this, we need to start going at academia then, instead of going at these fools on YouTube. Because those are the people that's putting out the books that we print. I remember when I was a senator in college, you used to have 40 students and 40 faculty. And you know what the faculty used to do, Dr. Maat? They used to bring their friends that they went to school with and say, let's use this book in the college. And then we would vote and say, vote and say yes without even reading the book. We just went along to go along as the senators. We're like, oh, that's his friend. Okay. Probably slipped him a couple of dollars. Now we're buying 300 copies of this book to use now every semester for the next 4 or 5 years. So how do you stop these things? You stop these things by attacking the people who has the power with the educational system and the information that goes out to the public.
Right.
Even when you look at what's her name's word, that white woman that they hate, Mary Lefkowitz, she regretted how she came out with not out of Africa. She regretted it. She said the way how I went at them was wrong. The way I went about it was wrong. She said there's information I would have held back, because when you're dealing with situations and you say you're trying to counteract a situation where people are saying that you're racist and coming off a certain way, as a white Jewish woman, she should have came off better. So that's what I'm saying.
You see my screen?
You can come out with all the information you want, bro.
What that say? African ancestors, right?
Yes.
Of Egypt and Nubia from the Green Sahara. April 30th, 2022. December. It's so all y'all who think I'm just talking, you can go to the Brooklyn Museum, right? This exhibition will be in the museum from November 31st.
Brooklyn or Metropolitan?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, okay. All right.
Brooklyn Museum, look, in New York. Now watch this. Right? This is actually a picture of the thing. The
slides and stuff, right? Okay. I know
when you go into the museum, you're gonna read it. All right. African ancestors of Egypt and Nubia from the Green Sahara. From the Green Sahara to the Nile. What that got to do with the Mediterranean?
Can you pull the map up now and show? Are you gonna show the map, or are you just gonna talk about it?
I'm just gonna talk. Y'all can't see my screen?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
see
good,
it.
you
We
good, you
see it.
good, you
You're
good.
good. You're good. We
I thought
see
you
it.
was gonna put up a map and show them the Green Sahara and show them the way to the Nile. What they're saying.
Oh, no, you
But I
right.
saw this already. You showed this already. I saw this
Yeah, I
already.
did. But Doc, I wanted to put some of it on Doc channel. So I just want to slide down to here. Ancient Egyptian and African culture. Now, when Diop and them said it, it was a fight. When Dr. Ben said it, now they be trying to say, well, they ain't the other Africans. Now all of a sudden is man, I want to let everybody know it's more than one way to be an African. So watch this. Here's what I'm trying to figure out what's going on, right, with certain parts of Egyptology. I kind of understand it. It said that ancient Egyptians were an African people who first appeared in the Nile Valley by 4,500 BCE and created a distinctive culture. Egyptologists no longer maintain the false hypothesis that lighter skinned outsiders created Egyptian culture.
Wow. Conversation's over.
Clear. That's clear. Now watch this. I want to move to this part right here. Hold on. I want to, because this is my favorite thing to do. This is definitely my favorite thing to do right here. Let me go right here to the 1 second. Okay. Archaeological excavations along the anthropological and linguistic research indicate that the Nile Valley was originally settled by nomadic peoples escaping the drying climate of the Green Sahara. The earliest inhabitants of Egypt, Nubia, and Libyan desert produced similar types of tools, pottery, religious imagery, pointing to that common, African origin. I'm just going to stop right there for a minute. I'm going to let y'all ponder that, right? You can go to the display yourself at the Brooklyn Museum. So anybody writing books still talking about the Mediterranean, they're part of the old guard that Diop and them had to deal with. This ain't black algae, y'all. This information has been curated. No, I mean, what you want me to say? Some of the largest libraries are in the museums to support the documentation. So when I've been saying it for years, waving on pottery, Green Sahara, they all laughed at me. You got nuts hollering, screaming about Mediterranean people. You got nuts hollering about Mesopotamia, yo. That's nonsense. I'm telling y'all that's nonsense. This is not black algae. Diop wasn't producing black algae. He was part of the scientific community. Now, he made the mistake. Now, here's a mistake. The mistake is to call the Egyptians black. Now, don't get your feelings hurt. What the hell is a black person? I can tell you what a black person is. A black person is a person that was enslaved, kidnapped, right? Lost, voided of their history, not knowing where they came from, okay, in North America, and we decided to settle on the name black. They called us nigger, then we was Negroes, right? Then we was Afro-Americans, now we're African-Americans, right? And we consider ourselves black. Now watch this. What color, Garfield, is an African-American? Is an African-American dark skin or is he light skinned? This will give you your answer.
African Americans could be any color, bro. It could be dark or light.
So why would y'all think
it could be yellow like that Sean P. Dude in the chat? That's getting on my nerves. It could be dark like me, you know what I'm saying, or caramel like Sister Dr.maat.
I'm dark. I'm chocolate. Don't call me caramel. I'm chocolate. I love being called chocolate. Chocolate.
Hey, let me show you one of these old slides I stole from Unc real quick.
All right, go ahead. Show me your slides. And then we're going to wrap up because my bedtime is 10:39.
This goes back to what Unc just talked about, coming from the Green Sahara. And they did the same thing because mummification, the oldest that we find is actually in Libya. But we see the Egyptians or the people from Kemet doing this. Not saying that they originated, but it was a part of the same northeast African culture that came out of the Green Sahara. So there's some for some people to think about as far as mummification. It don't necessarily come from Kemet, but it's still in that same North African region. All right. And this is another slide I stole from Ankh right here. This one is the Middlestone bedding construction sediments in South Africa. Stole that from Ankh. Stole this from Ankh, Stone Age sorghum found in African cave. Right here. 105,000 years ago. This is another one I stole from the Bloom Boo's cave. He loves to talk about the Bloom Boo. He don't talk about this no more. He graduated from this one.
That ain't the truth.
He don't
I
talk
talk
about this no
about
more.
it
He
in
leaves a little scraps for people like Golf.
I was just getting ready to say some of the stuff he showed my class.
Yep.
He showed my class a few
I
weeks
stole
ago.
all of this from Ankh, and I'm proud of it. Come get what you want. What you want? Credit? You want royalties? Oh man, it was nice tonight though. I'm so sorry the dude ain't come back, man. Oh,
I
man.
know, but I had a really good
He got me all
time.
excited. I was tired earlier. You know, he got me all excited like a little kid. You know, getting candy. Oh man, it's raining here in New York, by the way, too. It's raining.
It's raining in Baltimore too. It's raining in Baltimore too. It's been raining all day, off and on.
All right, man. So until again, and you need to come do that on my channel, bro. If you want to do that tomorrow. You want to do it on Zoom or you want to do it on StreamYard?
No, I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in for this. What time?
The whole thing. You muted the whole thing. I want the whole presentation, bro.
Yeah, but what time you going live, Brother Garfield?
I don't know. It's up to him. Whatever time he's available.
Huh?
I want you to do that presentation on my channel.
Oh yeah, when you're ready. Yeah. I got a couple. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm gonna do it on everybody's channel.
You want Zoom or you want StreamYard? Which one you want?
I like Zoom.
You like Zoom? All right, I'm gonna just let you rock out. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably deal with. And I was holding I got slides, bro. I ain't broke them out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Platform. I got the. You know what I'm saying? I got the. They never was gonna win, yo.
But see, that's why the file that I have. So when I see a Hebrew, I pull this out. You got like 2,000 slides. So I got most of the arguments. I'm trying to get them all under one. I think that is in the last.
Hot.
Y'all see this?
Very interesting.
That's the go-to. Not very that thick. It's the go-to. Yo, you couple that with this right here. People, water, grain, the beginning of domestication now around the Green Sahara.
Yeah, I think once you start bringing up the culture and showing the culture and all that stuff, people gonna look at it differently.
Yeah, it's not even like it's and I did it. I did I'm gonna have to do that on your thing, both your prayer. I did the racism in Egyptology and how Egyptology start off like Morton. Morton, this dude, he's considered the father of scientific racism. He getting skulls from Knox and them out of Egypt. Go figure that. Right? At that point, they was calling the Egyptians white people.
Hey, do me a favor. I'm sorry. Put this girl on the Hot 97 screen for me. Put her on the screen. Join us. Put her on the screen for me.
Who is it?
Join S. She talking about Mordecai Noah. Can you put her on the screen for me, Dr. Maat? I want to talk to that sister or whoever it is.
I sent the sister or the brother a link, and it seemed like they would rather kind of debate in the chat, and so that's why I just ignored him. Her
is the first person to say that there was an Israel, and he made Israel in Buffalo, New York, upstate. Did y'all know that? Mordecai Noah, that guy who she talking about. That white guy, because they hate the Jews. They're not the real Jews because they're white. But you want to use his information today. Put her on the Hot 97 big screen for me. Beautiful. Mordecai Noah book discourse on the evidence of the American Indians being the lost tribes. More fake books, huh? Hey, Mordecai Noah is the perfect Jew for you, man. He's more Jewish than you are. I guarantee he's attached to the Mediterranean region more than you are. I guarantee. Crazy, man. People are crazy. Indians are the lost tribes. Bro, Indians been here. Native Americans have been let's say Native American. The natives have been in this part of the earth. It goes back, 25,000 years now? I think with the new science that they have, they say like 25, they found evidence of 25,000 years ago or 20,000 years ago. And the genetic markers they found for the person from 13,000 years ago or 8,000 years ago connect to the people that are living there today. So how could the Israelites live in the land before Israel even existed?
Mm.
Please make some sense for me, man. Please.
No, they're not going to do that, Brother Garfield. And he would rather argue in the chat than to click the link. All right, brother. So I'm going to get out of here. You know, it's my bedtime. My bedtime is usually at 9:30, but I've been hanging because it was just really, really good information and it was really entertaining. Family in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. Brother Garfield, when you go live tomorrow, I will be on. You said Brother Ark is coming on to give a
I
presentation.
don't know if he coming because he be front. You don't want to call my channel no more. So.
Brother,
Hey,
you go,
shout
brother,
out.
you going on
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Huh?
No, if he wants to, if he has time, I'm just gonna let you rock out, bro.
Yeah, of
Tomorrow.
course. You know, I'm always on that. Yo, I'm doing a couple of y'all. It's time to go around. I ain't even, I mean, I had I got segments. I got climate, right? No, I got the racism first. So I would like to do the racism first. Most people don't realize how Egyptology, the Germans, that's what
So you want to do a 4-part series then? Let's do a 4-part series.
We're gonna do
and
the
then deal with
racism.
the culture, the Green Sahara movements and the culture that they brought, and then just go that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna
break it out. Christopher Eric's work about how the people migrated into the Levant, right? And you have that stuff.
I don't know. I got Christopher Eric's work though. That's just serious.
I got an interview that he did. That interview you could use just the interview alone. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was Christopher Eric, his book, African Civilizations. That's
1800. Yeah.
Oh my God, that whole and see they don't play fair, right? Because nobody will tell you that the language that the Egyptians spoke, there's 6 branches of it. 5 branches you find in Africa, and 1 branch, the Semitic, is found, you know what I'm saying, in the Levant, right? Then nobody ever tells you that Afro-Asiatic, they put African first, right? Because it's 5 branches are in Africa, you know what I'm saying? and it comes from the hills of Ethiopia. So let's talk about this 1 second. So now the Egyptians are speaking a language that comes from the hills of Ethiopia. Okay, they cut their hair off, right? Because they don't want to have what you quote unquote call lice, and they wear Negro wigs, Nubian wigs. So let me get this straight. They're wearing, watch this, y'all. They're wearing Nubian wigs. This is a fact. They're speaking a language that comes from Ethiopia hills. Okay, what else? Bush combs, the oldest combs found in Egypt, is like the Black Power combs from the 60s. I ain't make that up.
No, it's in the museum. It's in the museum. I saw it. It's in the museum. It's in the Cairo Museum.
Oh, okay. It's also in the Fritzer Museum.
Yeah.
It might have been on loan. The Fritzer Museum, right? All this. Okay. And not to mention, they range in skin color. So y'all thought I forgot my point. I said the word black is problematic because the word black introduced a false dichotomy of race. I don't like using it. We don't have to use it. The Egyptians, right, are an African people with sovereignty. The ancient Egyptians, right, the ancient Kemites. Simple as that. They were so, and they range in different skin color. They was a multicultural society, different clans, different groups. They did not have what you would call a like America has it, like America, a whole American nationality. They didn't have that. They was more or less on family, right? They wanted to be buried in a family village area, so people could make the quote unquote the sacraments, you know what I'm saying, and the rituals to their graves, dog. They wasn't nationalistic like we think they was. So the thing that makes you an Egyptian is what? The dudes that's been arguing for the last year and a half, if you ask me also what makes a person Egyptian? Is it their skin color? Wrong. That's not what makes you an Egyptian. The area that you come from? Wrong. What makes you an Egyptian? What's the only thing we can prove that makes you an Egyptian? The only thing that we can prove, and there's no evidence outside of that, is that as long as you spoke Egyptian and worshiped Egyptian gods, you was considered an Egyptian.
Culture.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that, Garfield. Culture.
Practicing the culture. Ujao was saying that in the back chat for months. But anyway. All right, man. So
I'm out of here.
So when you got how many pieces you gonna break it into? 4 pieces? You're gonna do the racism first, then you're gonna do the Green Sahara part first,
And climate.
Yeah, I got
Climate
both.
was
The
one.
racism piece.
culture, and then what else you gonna do? But just do like a 4-part series. Do it like 45 minutes to an hour for each one.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
And then we
doing.
have
Yeah,
a conversation 30 minutes after, or how long or whatever, and just do it that way. And that's just
yeah, and
something
it's
that
up
people
for
can go
critique.
to. And just let people go to it after. You're gonna have your slides and everything. So you're good.
Yeah, and then I got the DNA piece. People actually think that people walk around with DNA markers on their head, yo.
Stop.
Doc, no, yo.
No, don't
that,
let it out. Don't let. I'm about to say, don't let it out because we're gonna go live and talk about that. Don't even let it out. Don't even let it out. We're going live, and we're gonna. I'm gonna tell Garfield when we get out on the back chat. I'm gonna tell him what happened.
And
But
me
we're
and you
going live and
argued
talk about it.
just to find out you was on my damn side.
You found out you was on my side. You tried to argue me down. I said, don't defend it. I said, don't defend it. I said, don't defend it because he's wrong.
You threatened me. I ain't listen to the threat. You threatened me. I ain't listen to Tiffany. Tiffany always tell me, it's certain words that Dr. Matt will say. When she starts saying, don't defend it, back off.
I said, don't defend. I said, don't defend him because he's wrong, Unc. He's wrong. He's wrong. All right, family, we out of here. Peace and love. Peace and love.